Hello, this is Michael Sulak again, and in this video we're going to be multiplying an expression with two terms. Here's an example of something with two terms. What we're going to do is multiply it by another expression that has two terms as well. Another way you might refer to this is simplify. What we're doing is finding the product. So we're going to do some stuff and make this look a little bit nicer. So if you're from the United States, you might be familiar with the acronym FOIL. This is the situation that you have to use FOIL. And what FOIL stands for is first, outside, inside, last. And FOIL is a way to remind yourself to be sure to multiply everything that needs to get multiplied. So let's do this according to the rules of FOIL. I'm going to put an equals sign here. And so we're going to start with first. That means we're going to take the first term in this expression and multiply it by the first term in the second expression. And then I'm going to do the outside, this one, and the last term in the other part. So this is a positive times a negative, so we're going to have negative. For the inside, we're going to take the two terms that are closest to each other physically and multiply them. We have a negative times a positive, so this is going to be a negative. And now we're on to the last, which means we're going to take the final term in this piece and multiply it by the final term in this one, the last ones. And so we have a negative times a negative here, which means we are going to end up with a positive. And if you notice here, we have four pieces, one for each of the four multiplications we did. Okay, so now we're just going to simplify, and I'm going to write another equals sign. I'm going to work top to bottom. I strongly feel that is better than working left to right. So I have 10 times 6, that's going to give me 60, and then I have a y squared times a y squared, so that's going to equal y to the fourth. Now we're going to multiply this second piece out. This is a negative 10 times 6, which is another 60. I only have my one y squared here, so I'll write that. Now I'm simplifying this third term. 10 times 6 gives me another 60, and that's also y squared. And then at the end, I have plus 60. Now we're going to do a really important step to simplify algebraic expressions, which is adding the like terms. If you notice, this first piece is a bunch of y to the fourths. It's 60 of them. And that's different from these two pieces. These are y squareds, and this piece doesn't have y in it at all. We basically have three groups here to simplify. So the 60y to the fourth, not much you can do with that. And so we have minus 60y squared minus another 60y squared. So how many y squareds do we have at the end of it? We have minus 120 of them. And then we just have plus a final 60. So that is the final simplified product of what we started with. This is our answer. And as a reminder, what happened? We had our beginning expression, which involved two pieces that each had two terms in them. And so we used FOIL. We multiplied the first parts together. We multiplied the outside pieces together. We multiplied the inside parts together. And finally, we multiplied the last two pieces of each part, the last two terms together, and that gave us our last one. At this point, we are done. We've multiplied out every piece by every other piece and simplified it all, and this is what we get. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment or send me an email if you're one of my students. That being said, this is Michael Sulak, and I will talk to you next time.